Hey guys! So I am doing something I have never done before. I'm refilming a video, but I just got back from a run, took a shower. As you can tell, my hair is still wet. I'm sorry, but we're running out of time in 2018. And on my run, I realized I had filmed this video a couple days ago, and I feel as though that video didn't do this year justice, and it certainly didn't do you guys justice. And I thought, you know what, they deserve a heck of a lot better than this scripted sit-down video, so I'm refilming it. I hope it's not too rambly, but my OG fans slash viewers, ooh, did I just say fans? Oh my god, no. My OG viewers know that I might be a little bit of a rambly person, but I'm gonna focus for this video for you guys. So first of all, I just want to give out a huge shout out early on to Timmy and Ashley Stormo. They sent me these lovely Christmas cards. But to jump in, today, December 31st, is one of my favorite days of the year. It's actually probably my favorite holiday, New Year's Eve, because I just love that sense of looking back, renewal, restarting, refresh, redreaming, all that good stuff. It just fills my soul. And even though I know every day, every minute, every hour, every second is a new opportunity to start over, it is never too late. I just love that this time of year, everybody just feels that much more hopeful. Everyone seems to have an extra juice to their dreams. That is not an expression, I'm really sorry. But I just love it. I just feel so inspired, and it is just my favorite holiday. Plus, there's no expectations to see family, so it is just stress-free. You can go out, have fun, you can stay in, have fun, you can sleep if you want. It doesn't matter. There's no expectations for New Year's Eve. You can do whatever the hell you want, and no one makes you feel guilty about it. So it is my favorite holiday. And also a reason for that is starting in, I think it was 2006, or technically it was 2005 that I wrote my first letter. I write myself a letter every single year. I've done a video about this, talking about it. I will link it below or put it in the little eye thing that will pop up and zip over. And in that letter, I reflect back on my year and I talk about wishes for my future. So kind of what this video is going to be about. But I just read last year's letter, and it was such a beautiful letter. It was one of my shorter ones. I didn't go into too much detail. I'd had a really rough year. But I had talked about all this hope I had for this year and all my dreams. And even though I did not accomplish a lot of my resolutions, I still feel I had one of the best years of my life this year. And honestly, I owe that to you guys. So something I haven't really talked about too much in these videos is how difficult my first year on YouTube was. I had just moved to Boston. I was trying to pursue my dream of being a writer by making it a reality, while also trying to get a job here to sustain myself. And the reason I didn't go into a lot of detail on that was because I was getting used to YouTube, and so I wasn't putting out too much personal information, but also because I was job hunting, so I didn't want a potential employer to look me up and see my videos complaining about how I couldn't get a job. You know what I mean? 2017 was really rough. I applied to, I think, 84 jobs total. For anyone who has never gone through the job searching process, it is very discouraging, soul-crushing, makes you question everything about yourself, all that you... It was not a fun experience. And finally, that summer, I locked down what I thought was going to be a full-time position. I actually enjoyed what I was doing, but then towards the end of the year, I got cut back to part-time because the employer couldn't afford to have me full-time. But around that time, a month later, in December of 2017, so 1 year ago, I found out that I had gotten my new job, my current job, at Harvard University. Oh God, I'm gonna get emotional. Oh my God. I never, in a million years, I always dreamed of having such an amazing opportunity and going to such a great school, but I certainly, at that time, feeling as low as I did that year, never would have thought that that was something I could really achieve. And so I think I was almost overwhelmed. You know, when I got the job, I didn't even want to celebrate because I thought it was going to get taken from me somehow. You know, like, I couldn't have struggled that much that year and suddenly just been handed this amazing prize and suddenly everything is just easy again. So I was almost always waiting for the other shoe to fall. My first month there, I was so scared. I was like, oh my God, they're gonna fire me. Like, I don't know, I had just, like, until that 3-month probationary period where I could no longer be let go without cause, I was terrified and just kind of like not letting myself get too hopeful. But obviously it still worked out, and in ways I had never imagined. Because I worked there, I'm able to go to school there for basically nothing. For those of you who don't know, Harvard has amazing benefits, unbelievable benefits. Like, I could go on about their benefits. And one of the huge benefits is that they will pay for you to take classes there. Now, you have to get into those classes, and that's hard because you have to apply, you have to prove yourself. But I can take classes there, and I can apply to get a master's degree there. And if I didn't have an undergrad, I could apply for an undergrad, etc. And as long as you continue to work for them, they will let you go to school part-time as well. So I'm getting a bit ahead of myself again, but to just look back on how much has changed this year. You know, this time last year, December 31st, 2017, I hadn't started there yet. I didn't fully know about all of the great benefits because I was like, I don't know, I was afraid to learn too much and get too excited. And I had no idea how much was going to change for me in 1 year. This time last year, I was working part-time at a barely minimum wage job, just, you know, begging my student loan debtors to let me be income-based because I wasn't making enough to pay my minimum payments on the 10-year plan, as most of America cannot do, or American students anyway. And I was feeling really down about myself career-wise, but one thing I was not feeling down about was myself dream-wise, and that is because of you guys. I have always loved YouTube, and I've always wanted to make YouTube videos because I like talking, clearly, and I've always appreciated watching other people's videos and getting that escape and just seeing that insight into other people's lifestyles and how other people overcome hardships. And so I've always wanted to make videos, and it wasn't until I came here and decided to just pursue my dream of writing that I decided to start really making videos. I have another channel, which I've like briefly mentioned. I think in one of the video I talk about it. And I have videos on it. And one of my gifts to you guys, if you're curious, you can go check it out. I might change my mind, and if I do, I'm just going to edit this bit out. But I've warned you that I have weird videos on there. You've been warned. But anyway, I never had made personal videos. And honestly, I think that's what got me through 2017. Even though I felt like I was failing so much in my personal career life, I felt like I was achieving something great through this channel. You guys comment on my videos all the time. You tell me how much I have helped you. You tell me that I've inspired you. You tell me you can't wait to read my book. And that kind of motivation has brought me out of so many dark times that I just really wanted to say thank you. I feel like I'm in a good place to talk about now. Like I said, this is more of a reflection on 2017, but it goes into 2018 because this year my life has changed so much with all the amazing opportunities, and watching this channel continue to grow, it just makes me so thankful. And I think because I had this channel and because through it I've learned. In 2017, you know, I wrote a book. Like, even though I couldn't even get a job at Barnes & Noble, I wrote a book, and I realized nobody can tell me to stop going for my own dreams. I am the only one in control of that. And that is both frightening and empowering, because if I just choose not to stop, if I choose to never stop making YouTube videos, if I choose to never stop writing and to stop querying and stop applying, my dream is never gonna die. I might die, I might turn 100 and croak and my book never gets published, but I'll be dead, so I won't know it. But that is one promise I can make to you guys that you've taught me too, and this channel has taught me, is that I am never going to stop. I am not worried at all about failing, because I strongly believe you only fail when you stop, and I am never going to stop. So as far as I'm concerned, failure is just not an option in like this, like, I must succeed or else, you know, I will kill myself trying, but just in a, it's not an option because I'm never stopping. And you guys have brought me that motivation. You guys. So thank you. So to reflect back on this current year, because I have rambled enough, let's talk about what I did not achieve. I did not finish writing my book. Even though that was my ultimate goal, I did not. I did not get where I wanted to be health and fitness wise. There were some months that I did better than others, but I did not achieve that in full. I think that was really the two big ones I didn't do. I still want to do a split, which I'm nowhere near close to doing. But let's talk about what I did do. I started taking writing classes. I got accepted to take a class over the summer, a writing class, and I was terrified. I was absolutely terrified because here I was jumping into a master's writing class at Harvard University, and I had no creative writing experience. I have a degree in journalism, so I know a little bit about writing. I'd taken one writing class in 2014, but I was so scared because to me, this class was going to define so much. Like, if I failed this class, what would that mean about my career as a writer? Now I have a different mentality because I realize I'm still going to be a writer even if I pass or fail a class, but it still was that benchmark of, can I really do this? And can I do this well? But it changed so much about my writing. I ended up getting an A, and then I ended up taking 2 more writing classes this fall, as you guys know, and I'm going to continue to take classes. I have learned so much about writing. There was so much I didn't even know that I didn't know. And just having real people, real live people read my work and give feedback on my work, wow. And just having that sense of community too of other writers. You know, it's one thing to connect with other writers in the community like on Twitter, but to sit down in a workshop on campus with real live people 2 hours a week and just to talk to each other about our writing and how we feel as amateur writers. Wow. I highly recommend taking a writing class if you guys have that opportunity, or if not, even just doing like a meetup in your area. There are loads and loads and loads of opportunities out there. I think you guys would be surprised, and that's one good thing about NaNoWriMo is that there's often local meetups in your area where you can connect with other real people, and I imagine it's a very similar feeling to my class workshops. Yeah, and another big thing I did was something I never thought I would do, just because whenever I'm in school, I think this is it. Like, I'm never getting another degree. I can't wait to graduate. But then about 2 or 3 months afterwards, I'm like, I'm ready for another degree. But yeah, I applied for another master's degree. Eee! So I already have one master's degree from Boston University in science journalism. And I applied in November of this year, a month ago, for the creative writing and literature degree from the Harvard University Extension School. And I find out in February, oops, if I get in. Technically, I find out January 8th if I'm going to be accepted, because that's when my grades come in. And if I have the right grades, chances are I'm going to get in, unless they dig up some secret past about me that would cause them not to get in. But it's a merit-based program, so I should get in. But I find out officially in February. So that's something big that's going to be happening next year, but it was also something big this year that I even had the opportunity to do that. So just to talk about my writing for this year, as I said, my writing classes have been amazing, and I hope you guys aren't bored hearing about them. I still plan to do a video where I talk about things that I've learned in my writing classes. I've taken pages and pages and pages of notes, so I have a lot to talk about. One of which is I got feedback on a query letter I did that I'll be rewriting, and so I'd love to show you guys sort of a before and after of what I'll end up sending out. just because I think that kind of video would be really helpful. And I just would love to share the wisdom I've gained with you guys, because I know not everybody has the opportunity that I have somehow been granted, and I want to give some of that back. The ways my writing has advanced, oh my gosh, I can make a whole video about this, but it's just become, I think if I had to describe it in one word, it's become magical. You know, before, when I did my first draft, I heavily outlined, I heavily plotted everything. I watched so many YouTube videos like this where talking about, you know, how to create the perfect villain, how to outline your novel, when to include the inciting incident. I had it all down on paper, I had it all in my story, but it felt so mechanical. It was lacking something very serious, and that was real characters. And even though I had done character sketches and I thought I had it all figured out, I was just lacking that magic that comes from writing creatively and writing when you're inspired and just writing without any of those other thoughts around you. And that was something that I really accomplished this semester, this fall, was just a lot of the writing prompts that we got in class and a lot of exercises and a lot of the assignments were just to write without any thought about when can I put this in my story, is this going to lead to the ending I've plotted. It was just to write and to feel that magic of writing again. And my characters have just come alive in my new chapters. I mean, I don't know exactly where my new book is going to end, because that's how I feel. It's almost like a new book, but it's just opened up so much. I have a general idea, but I'm not trying to plot it too heavily. And I still think a lot of my chapters are going to be salvageable, because my old ones I've been able to put back in some places. But my characters, my story has come alive. And guys, one of the things I wrote in one of my end of the year letters was that I really felt that this story was it. This was the one that was going to get me into this dream career, and I still feel that way. This story feels, I just feel it, you know, I feel like this is it. This is the story I'm supposed to write right now. This is the one that's going to get me into this career, and I'm so excited to share it with you guys. So, looking ahead, because I've rambled about the past enough, even though I don't think I said anything concrete, I hope you got something out of it. But looking ahead, even though I have learned to relax some of my goals, you know, it's still good for me to set goals, but if I don't meet them, I'm not going to beat myself up over it, because I'm improving in ways I didn't know I need to improve. But I still would love to finish my final draft next year. I would love that. First of all, I love the year 2020, so the idea of being published in 2020 on an even year sounds magical. I'm also getting married in 2020, but so I would love to finish my final draft in 2019 and start querying. And I think that it actually is going to be achievable. The chapters that I did work on this semester, so I finished 3 chapters, the first 3, and they're on the longer end too. They're not like short chapters. It's like 50 pages. They feel very solid. Like, I think those are gonna be my final draft chapters. So I feel like I really am gonna finish it this year. I really do. And as I talked about in my other videos, my book is no longer going to just be a single book. It is lined up now to be a series. I know where I want this book to kind of end, but I have no idea how much more it's going to go. At first I'm like, you know what, I'll do 2 books, but now I'm like, who knows, maybe it could be a whole series. I don't know. But I'm just really excited about the possibility of keeping with these characters a little bit longer, because I have grown to love them. I've grown so attached to them. So the idea of just writing one book and being done, like, that makes me sad. So I'm excited that it's going to expand. And so this spring, or winter/spring, I am taking 2 more classes. One is going to be suspense writing, which I'm really terrified of. I heard it's very, very hard, and the teacher's already emailed us. We have to turn in an assignment before class starts so that he can get a feel of our writing. Oh, that's always scary. And then my other class is going to be Power and Responsibility, which is an online class, and it's about superheroes. So that one's more of a literature, not so much a creative writing class, but I'm excited to see what I'm going to learn about being a hero, since my story has a lot of heroic elements and vibe to it. It's a fantasy adventure, so I think that that class will be really valuable when it comes to honing my characters' motivations and personal responsibilities that they may feel. Okay, I'm getting out of breath, It is closer to midnight now, obviously, and I'm not as dolled up as I was for my last video. I did my hair, I was wearing a cute outfit, I had jewelry on, but like I said, this last year and even the year before it, I owe a lot of that to you guys, and I just didn't feel my last video did you guys justice. I owed you better than that, and so this video I wanted to be a lot more raw, a lot more authentic, and even though it wasn't as scripted by any means, I did not plan what I was going to say, I just wanted to be more authentic and real with you guys, because that's something you guys say that you always appreciate about my videos, so that's what I'm going to continue to do. I started last year, I think I had 131 subscribers according to Social Blade. I am now sitting at, let's find out, what is my final subscriber count? 580. So, wow. And a lot of these are new just from this past couple weeks. Or these past couple weeks, sorry, grammar. So thank you guys for sticking with me. Thank you for being invested in my journey and in my story, even though you have never read it. And if there's one thing I can promise you guys, it's I will never, ever give up. I know that's Winston Churchill quote. There might be more, you know, more nevers in there, but it's a good quote and it's how I feel. I'm never gonna stop. So I hope you guys enjoy this journey as much as I have been enjoying it, and hopefully next year is gonna be just such a great year for us, and I'm excited to have you guys along for it. So thank you so much. Happy New Year. I hope you guys had a wonderful holiday time, Christmas, Hanukkah in early December, Christmas Eve now unless you're in Australia, in which case it's already Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve. Oh, I knew I was going to do that. I keep doing that all day. New Year's Eve. I hope you had a wonderful New Year's Eve or New Year's Day if you are in Australia or whatever, if you're in the future. And let's make the most of 2019. I have a really good feeling about it. All right, see you guys next year. I had to make the joke. I had to. You know I had to.